What happens when a company has 20 years of R&D tax credit carry forwards, but nobody remembers how the credits were calculated? This is a situation we are seeing more often than many tax executives realize. A newly hired VP of tax at a large technology company recently came to DST with a serious concern. The company had been claiming U.S. R&D tax credits since the early 2000s, but formal studies had not been performed between 2008 and 2020. Credits were included on the tax returns every year, but there was very little documentation explaining the methodology behind the calculations. To make matters worse, the entire tax department had turned over within the last 5 years. Nobody could explain how the historical credits had been determined. At first, the carry-forward balance looked like a valuable future tax asset, but the company had recently become profitable and expected to begin utilizing those credits within the next few years. Suddenly, the risk became very real. The VP of tax needed answers. Were the historical credits actually supportable? What reserve position should the company maintain? And how could they build a defensible process moving forward that would stand up to IRS scrutiny? This is where the right advisory team matters. At DST, our team includes tax engineers, CPAs, and former IRS professionals. That combination allows us to approach R&D tax credit issues from both the technical and audit defense perspectives at the same time. We started by gathering every piece of historical documentation we could find, including records dating back more than 20 years. Then we reconstructed the company's historical methodology and analyzed their financial statement R&D activity. Because substantiation for qualifying research activities did not exist for many of the historical years, our team leveraged the ASC 730 directive framework to estimate supportable baseline credit figures. Those figures helped the taxpayer reassess reserve positions with significantly more confidence. But we didn't stop there. For the open tax year, DST implemented a completely new methodology using a business component level approach. Detailed technical documentation packages were prepared for each qualifying activity, creating the type of substantiation the IRS expects during examination. By the end of the engagement, the company had transformed uncertainty into clarity. Historical credit calculations were documented, reserve positions were updated, and a sustainable framework was established for future claims. The reality is that many companies are sitting on significant R&D tax credit carry-forwards with limited documentation, outdated methodologies, or institutional knowledge that disappeared years ago. The question is no longer whether credits exist. The question is whether those credits will hold up when they are finally utilized. If your company has historical R&D tax credit carry-forwards, and you are unsure about substantiation or exposure areas, DST would be happy to provide a complimentary scope-out or review of your claim methodology. Visit dstadvisorygroup.com to learn more.